All right, so here we are with another episode of Roadside Rescue. The vehicle in question today is the free truck that I got. So if you don't remember this truck, you can check out some other videos on it. I've rescued it a few times before, just with some random things like a radiator. But I came out here to play disc golf yesterday evening with my brother, and when I got done, we were talking for a while, and I left the door open and the light was on. So after about 10 minutes, I thought, well, let me close the door and make sure I don't kill the battery. And then obviously I did kill the battery and it wouldn't start. Well, we jump started it, it's a manual, so I just popped the clutch, and when I did that, it wasn't charging at all. So we could have a few issues here with these battery cables, these terminals here. So I went ahead and got a new battery and some new battery cables. So I'm going to start with this because obviously if this battery died after 10 minutes of sitting there anyways, it's getting pretty weak. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace the battery because it's my own vehicle. I don't want to deal with it in the future. I don't suspect that's going to fix the issue because I did just jump it and put 12 volts through it with this jump pack here that I really like, and it still wasn't cranking out more than 12 volts on the dash meter there. So I did bring my multimeter to double check, but at this point it's easy to get to, and it's most likely this alternator. So we're going to go ahead and just plan on replacing it. But first we'll rip this battery out. This is the small battery that fits in this truck. I went ahead and got the big battery that's going to fit in here a little bit better. So we'll get that big battery in and get going. But again, probably going to end up doing this alternator, but I'm going to fix those terminals in this battery while I'm at it. Which, it was funny, last night I suspected it might just be these terminals because this one was loose enough to where I could wiggle it by hand, but I didn't have any tools in my truck. I did, however, have a 1/2-inch ratchet, a big, like 2-foot long 1/2-inch ratchet. So I just took this off and smacked it with the ratchet to bend it down, and then I smashed it back down on there. But again, I didn't really fix anything, and these terminals were bad anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them. Yeah, much better. This big battery is going to be a lot better. It's got 300 more cranking amps, cold cranking amps, everything, reserve capacity, just a lot bigger. So it's going to be a lot less likely that it leaves me stranded down the road.
Oh, looks like that frisbee's gone. Gonzo. You going to Pack City?
Yeah, I'm going out to prove it's good. This will be the real test, going up the canyon, see if I really have to. Hey, do you want a cold water?
Oh no, I'm good. I appreciate it though.
Sure?
Yeah, I just got here. It should be pretty quick.
Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
We did quite well.
All right, so I just got these all put together nice and clean. I started the truck and it's still putting out 12 volts or whatever this battery's putting out, which is about probably 13 volts. But anyways, that's pretty conclusive. That alternator's not working. I'm gonna do a few tests on it, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead here and probably end up replacing this alternator. So we'll get to it. All right, so this is the first time this has ever been worked on in a while, I'm assuming, maybe ever. This rubber boot was just so dry rotted I couldn't pry it up easily and it just tore right off. So I don't have any of these rubber boots. I think you can probably order them. That positive cable to the alternator may just need to be replaced completely. I may look at doing that in the future, but I'll probably just cover this up with a piece of a glove or something like that to keep it from shorting out on anything. But the alternator's loose. I've just got to undo the cable and it's out to come. You never want to over tighten these on the alternators. They can break off pretty easy. Some silicone paste for good measure. Make sure that it doesn't ever get corroded or get some water in there and lose connection. Okay, probably like the fastest alternator ever. That was like 5 minutes total out and in. Super simple. Gotta love old trucks because they all seem to be typically really simple like that. I'll put the belt on first. So it'll be easier this way. Okay, make sure that belt's on every single pulley correctly. Ow! Okay, just double check everything's in place and then we'll tighten down that battery. Okay, that looks good. We'll start it up and make sure we're getting 14 volts now. So earlier on the dash, it was just up to like the N. It should be a little bit below the N. It should be past that and about the middle. All right, that scared me for a minute, but I didn't plug it in all the way. So here's our new reading here, and that's exactly what you want to see. That's about 14 volts. I can test it with a multimeter up there, but this little gauge is good enough for me to look at and say, perfect. So this is the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel, rescuing the free truck again. Unfortunately, had some problems. I'm Ernest. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. We'll see you on the next episode. This is a job well done. All right, and this job was done completely with a set of pliers, my Milwaukee ratchet, just because I like it. It's a little bit faster, and this toolkit. I got this one at AutoZone, but it's a nice beginner toolkit. I'll link the tools I used in the description down below if you're interested in getting any of them that you saw. If you see one in the video that's not linked down below, I forgot it, just mention it in the comments and I'll link it for you. But I do usually bring a swivel head ratchet as well, just for ease of use. But I think I use that just to break it loose, and I use my Milwaukee for everything else. I usually don't touch these, and I just use an adapter. But this little toolkit did great. Again, I'll link one in the description. It's probably going to be a gear wrench or crescent or something like that, since you'll have to pick this one up by yourself at your local AutoZone if you want this one. It just doesn't have pliers, but other than that, it has everything you need. And that was it.